Okay, let's pull the cards and look and see what we have for a topic today. Wisdom from the universe. Let's see what it's going to say today. Okay, first card out is exploration. Next we have recognition and transition. Okay, I guess we're not done with this topic yet, are we? So let's see what we have above it. Give these a good ruffle shuffle. You know, the first thing, you know, we're here to explore. We're here to this is like a school. It's like the adventure. And then we have to look more deeply at what's here and understand that transition is part of our journey here. So how long we have, you know, we come in with a certain amount of time. So let's see what we have with exploration. You know, it's what exploring and what you can hold to, what is going to ground you, the things that you are, how do I want to say, learning to be able to master. That's the way I want to say it. You explore so that you can learn to, because we have the king, you know, the utmost here. So we are here to learn to be able, through our daily lives, through the things, because the Pentacles is your daily life grounded, what's going on. We are here to explore and gain knowledge, gain wisdom. Okay. So what is this about revenge? You know, what are you holding on to? So let's pull our other cards, because how revenge fits in this yet, I don't know. So let's see what else we have. Because hopefully we come in here to explore and we don't come in for revenge. Now, some people, you know, could have that kind of aspect. But let's look and see what we have. When it comes to recognition, we have what's being handed out, what's being offered. Okay. And with that is about protection, protecting what's being given, what's being handed out, etc. And when it comes to transition, we're looking at the past. Okay. And foundation with that is enterprise, what you've got in hand, what you're working on. So I think that part of this has to do with what you're holding on to. We come in and we cycle through again and again to learn our lessons. And, if we have had, and we see that, I don't know if you've ever watched a program with the little kids that come in and they can tell you, they may wake up and start having nightmares, and they'll talk about their former family or what's happened to them, or, you know, if they've died in a kind of gruesome way and they're having nightmares, etc. So you come back and you have some of that mentality going. Now, I think part of it is like the, what's his name? The guy that's with 45. I call him the Jewish Nazi, okay? In his former life, I see him standing there very clearly as a Nazi, and he had that scar that they get when they go to a specific school there. And he's still got that mentality. He came in, you come to explore, but he's still got that kind of revenge type of mind. Okay? So he hasn't really learned his lesson. You come in and you have to look and recognize what you're trying to protect with what's being given. And you look at your past, and we have to, again, build on that and our transitions. Okay? So it's just talking about mainly we come in to explore and to learn, to recognize, and we're here for a limited time. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to look for revenge? Are you going to build on things, build on the past in a better way? Are you going to learn your lessons? Are you going to have some trying to protect what you're being given, etc.? So it's about looking deeper. Now, some of the ones that, and I think part of this is why gay people have this body, what do they call it, body difficulty, that wanting to have still from their prior life and transition into this life with a different body, and their mentality is still in the former life. Okay? So again, it's something that they're trying to work through. I've seen sometimes in the past we have those that were cruel, were slave owners, etc., and then they're reborn this life as people of color and having to go through that experience. And so, I mean, there's just so many factors in this that happen, but we have to look at the things that have gone before and our past and learn from it. Enterprise, see what's at hand. We can't go through and want revenge. We can't, hopefully we're here to learn and explore and recognize what the universe is handing us, and what we need to protect and what we need to let go of, etc. Okay? So I think most of this has to say that, we're here to explore, to learn, again, to become king, it doesn't mean egotistical type of thing. It means to hold on to and learn to hold on to what is beneficial. And we have to let go of revenge and all of this other drama, because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help anything. So recognize what's being given by the universe and try to get yourself grounded. You have to go through, and we have to proceed through the things before we transition of our past. Okay, I see where this is going with another way too. All of us grow up as children, and we have something from our past that may be driving you. And some of them may be driven by wanting revenge, and you're set up in that mindset, and it doesn't help anything. So it's about protecting what you can protect and going forward and learning our lessons and trying to, again, come into how do I want to say it, power, but in a good way, not in a negative way. It's about learning your lessons, holding on to what is of value, exploring, and maybe looking into deeper ideas of revenge. Now, I know if you go through trauma as a child, severe trauma, you may be wanting revenge, okay? But again, if you use that and explore and go deeper into that trauma, and you can get beyond revenge into compassion, then these things can be released and help you to gain more wisdom, knowledge, etc. Now, I can only talk from my own life and experience and say that, I went through a lot of traumatic things in my life. one being, abused as a child, and whether it was mental abuse or sexual abuse, all of those type of things. And what I saw through exploring and looking deeper into that, rather than the revenge or the poor me saga of drama, I looked and saw that yes, these things happen, but I looked at the people that were perpetrating it, and what I saw, they're driven to do what they're doing. Now, in some of the mental abuse stuff, I saw that this person had never handled their stuff, and they were projecting stuff onto me that had to do with somebody else that had been in their lives. And so that drama that they felt toward that person, they were projecting onto me, had nothing to do with me, okay? But that can be very debilitating as a child growing up, and you have all this stuff coming at you, and it really has nothing to do with you. So if you look deeper at that, you'll see really that it has nothing to do with you, and it has to do with their own failings, own things in their own life that they did not deal with, okay? So you see it as a sort of a mental illness on their part, okay? So you can develop compassion. Now, same thing with sexual abuse, etc. I see that these people are driven to do what they're doing. They're living in a hell realm. Okay, I have a chance to get out of it, but they're compelled to do what they're doing. And so, again, develop compassion because they are in a hell realm. And by holding on to hate or holding on to vilification or holding on to the poor me saga, it was not pulling me out of that. It only keeps you in that cycle of drama. But when I saw that they were compelled to do what they were doing, and that is basically a hell realm, then you develop compassion for that. And when you can develop compassion, it doesn't mean you exonerate them for whatever they're doing. It doesn't mean that at all. But when you can see that they're driven to do, and they should, yes, face consequences for their actions at 100%, but that releases you into where you can have healing and let go of it rather than continuing to torture yourself with these things. It's like PTSD. Yes, an event happened, but when you keep replaying it back, and it triggers, and it's like you're right back in that situation, playing it again. When I recognized I'm torturing myself, again, you have to be able to explore and really go deep into these things, like what is revenge, okay? So again, it gives us the opportunity to really explore these dynamics of emotional upheavals in our lives. We need to recognize and protect what we can protect, what's being given by the universe, and why is it being given. Again, we have to look, and we have the enterprise or the time to revisit our past, the things we've brought with us, before we transition. Now, when we get on the other side of this transition, we'll be able to have the life review, and we look at our lessons that we learned and perhaps figure out what we need to go and explore in our next lifetime, okay? So if you have thoughts of revenge, really look and explore that deeply. What is it coming from? And look at the person that you want to come against and all of these things, and really, in the end, come to some sort of a recognition as to what's happening and why it's happening, and then how you can make this change to learn some lesson from it. Don't forget, all of this stuff is like a play. You have a movie, you have the characters, and in the end, they leave the play. Well, it's the same thing like our life. We have our life. It's transitory here, but when we leave the form and we go on to the other side, we see all the characters in the play, all the parts we've done, and what was of value and what was not. Okay, so this is about that, about coming in. We have the chance to explore. We have the chance to get a hold of things and really come to a more grounded approach, more knowledge, more wisdom, be able to navigate these things, explore and navigate it, and get beyond these things, okay, before we transition, okay? And then again, we get to go back and revisit the past and see what are the things we learned from here. What is it we're still holding on to that's not beneficial, okay? So on that note, I'm going to leave this here, and hopefully I have not caused you more confusion. It took a little while to be able to look at this and see exactly what the universe was giving me to speak about. So again, we come in to gain more knowledge, to be able to come to a sense of completion with issues, etc. We see what the universe is handing us and how we're going to deal with it, and we come in to explore the past, okay? It's about recognizing tendencies, exploring, going deeper, and again, when we transition, then again we can go back over these things and see what did we learn, what did we not learn, okay? Are we going for revenge? Are we going for protection? Are we going for enterprise to move these things? What is moving your psyche and why? And so again, it's about going deeper into these things and really looking at it and getting to the heart of it, the seed state of it. Where was this seed planted? And what is the unhappy harvest that's come out of that? Okay? Or you can see a beneficial seed that was planted somewhere that you've really gotten benefit from. So it's about our time here and really exploring and getting to have deeper lessons so that we can come to a more completion within ourselves of understanding, love, empathy, compassion, etc. Okay? So, and hopefully one gets beyond these ideations of revenge, etc. Now I can tell you, when you dismantle into the divine is, you can never have these feelings of hate any longer. It's not there. It's not possible. These ideas of hate and revenge and that type of mentality, totally gone. Totally gone. You can't, it just doesn't happen any longer. Okay? You could be angry with a situation, absolutely. But with the person, as far as revenge, and no matter what they've done, you go more deeply into the human condition and see what's driving people, and whether they're being driven by lack or fear. Usually these things come out of fear mode, or the egotism of wanting to control and feeling lost. And so again, we're here to explore and look at all these things. Now, in this day and age, what we're going through now, we see the most horrendous things happening to children, and human trafficking, and just we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty of these driving things that are driving people. And I think right now we see so much of the negative so that we can really delve deep into it and get to beyond that drama, okay? So I'm going to leave this here, and I'll see you online.